I actually slept at the gym a couple times because I didn't have a place to stay, and I did not tell the owner.
Wow.
And I was actually miserable. I was working like 14 to 16-hour days. I'd come home, I couldn't even talk to my girls, to my husband, because my voice was gone. I was just overworked, undernourished, but I loved it. I craved it because I loved helping people.
Hey, what's up guys? We have an incredible episode in store for you. We are at Grit Life Fitness here in Canton, Ohio, visiting one of our clients, Lindsay Mattingly, and I cannot wait to share her story. Wait till the end because she's gonna walk through exactly how she started literally from nothing to building a really profitable gym. I'm super excited to show you guys. We are here in Canton, Georgia at Grit Life Fitness with Lindsay Mattingly. Super stoked. She happens to be also one of our clients and she has an incredible story. And today we're gonna showcase that story with you. So you're gonna get a little behind the scenes look at how she started her facility, how she's grown it, what her goals are, where she wants to go, and potentially you'll get some insights into kind of maybe some questions that she has and maybe a little bit of coaching. Depends on if she actually needs it or not. Sounds like she's crushing it, so we might not have to get into it. But either way, it's really cool. She has an incredible story, so make sure you wait all the way to the end and you guys will get to see kind of how she started and where she's going. So stay tuned. Why don't we just talk about how you got started?
Okay.
So like when you first got into fitness, like what got you into that?
When I first got into fitness,
Yeah.
Oh man, this was like years ago. I was a bartender. I had a pretty rough history, and so my childhood was pretty broken. And then when I got into dancing and singing, I'm like, oh, I like the movements and stuff like that. And it really helped. It was like a stress reliever.
Yeah.
And so then I really started getting into working out in high school. I used to teach, remember Tae Bo?
Yeah.
I taught Tae Bo in high
Taught
school.
Tae Bo in high school? Wow. Wow.
I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
That's amazing. So did you go and you got certified in Tae
No,
Bo? No, you just taught it? You're just like, screw it.
Because
I'm
I
just gonna
did,
do
my
it.
mom and I did the videos like every day, so I knew
Yeah.
them all by heart. So then I just taught it in the
Where did you teach it at?
cafeteria.
Oh, are you serious? Like,
So whoever came just came,
To
and I'm
high
like,
school
oh, this
students
is
or
kind
to,
of
like-
cool. To high school students and teachers, whoever wanted to come in.
for
And
money
then
or just free?
Just for free. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's incredible.
So then it just kind of sparked some interest in with that, and then I started having a rough time once I got into college. And then to get out of that, I started going to a boot camp locally in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So then I did that for 2 years, and then they asked me to be a coach, like a coach for them. And I started like everybody else, just started in a gym, but I am that type of person where I don't like being told what to do. So I knew I always had to start my own thing. So then I started my own boot camps. We moved from South Carolina up to Maine, started my own boot camps. Yeah.
I didn't even know this.
Yeah, we've lived everywhere.
Wow. So how long were you in Indiana?
I was born and raised there. We left after we got married in 2007.
Okay.
Moved to South Carolina just
Where
to start a new life. Charleston, South Carolina.
Love Charleston.
Lived there for a year.
Yep.
That was where I worked at the gym and then trained people at the beach there. And then Justin, my husband, took on a job with Michelin, and then they moved us up to Maine. We lived there for 3 years.
Where in Maine?
It was just outside of Portland.
Yeah.
Saco, we lived in Saco for a little bit, and then Waterboro, we lived
cool.
there.
Okay.
And then we were transferred again because of Michelin to Oklahoma. So went to Oklahoma, and I worked for Fit Body Boot Camp there.
Okay.
Loved Chad Northcutt. You know.
Oh, I know Chad.
Yes.
You worked for Chad?
Yes.
Oh,
and
that's-
Sonny Smith.
wow.
Yeah, those are my boys.
I had no idea. That's amazing. This is all new.
Yes.
Lindsay's been I've heard kind of parts of this story, and this is all new. So Chad's a former client of ours. So,
Yeah,
okay, that's awesome.
So started with them, and then we loved it so much there. But the problem was with my husband. He traveled so much. We had 2 girls under 2.
Yep.
I never saw him. I was overstressed. We decided to leave Oklahoma and just start a new life. We went back to Charleston.
Wow.
We had no money. We didn't know what the hell we were doing, but all we knew is we just had a dream to start a farm. We talked about opening up our own gym, but I didn't know how and stuff. So I was like, I want to start somewhere as a head coach and just learn the basics, so just get my feelers out. But I got offered jobs down in Florida and stuff. So I was like, Florida, and then one in South Carolina in Edisto. And then I found one here in Atlanta. So then I took on the one here in Woodstock. So I moved out here before my family did.
Wow.
So I was out here for 3 months. I
No
slept
family.
yeah, I actually slept at the gym a couple times because I didn't have a place to stay, and I did not tell the owner.
Wow.
But I was hungry for it, you
Yeah.
know? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna
Where
learn
were you
this.
staying when you didn't sleep at the gym?
I finally found a room to rent with
Okay.
this girl at a townhouse.
Oh my gosh.
And so I slept on an air mattress for a little bit. And then I, just started getting more things and stuff too for in there. But I would drive back every 2 to 3 weeks to go to visit my family because they wouldn't move out until we sold the house in Charleston.
Yeah.
So
How much were you making at that point? I'm just really curious. Like, what were you getting paid?
it started off at $4,500 a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did get a sign-up bonus, but the thing was we were so dead broke.
Yeah.
So I was giving all that money to
Yeah.
the family to
Oh,
pay
yeah.
for like closing fees and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Because Justin, he wasn't able to, with the real estate, it was just very hard
Yeah.
at that time. So, but then like things really picked up and I did really well at Burn. I learned what to do and then just what not to do, So, and I was actually miserable.
Really?
I was miserable
Why?
there. I was working 14 to 16 hour days. I'd come home, I couldn't even talk to my girls, to my husband because my voice was gone. And I was super skinny. I weighed 130 pounds. Right now I weigh 155. Okay.
You only weigh 155. Kudos.
So I was just overworked, undernourished, and but I loved it. I craved it because I loved helping people, but I was just I felt like I wasn't being appreciated. But that's why, like going back to Chad Northcutt, I remember I called him crying because I was like, I am so unhappy right now.
Yeah.
Can we build a franchise together?
Yeah.
And he goes, best word of advice, he goes, Lindsay, I don't want your money and I don't need your money. He goes, you can create your own money. And that's when he suggested Gym Launch.
That's cool. Awesome. I love it. Smart man.
He goes, so start getting in there. So he helped give me like some tips and ideas. We've really built out this whole business plan. And then once we had it, that's when we started looking for spots. So first got the funding and then looked for spots and then got this one. And then just the rest was history.
How much money did you raise to start this?
So I put in savings at least 10 grand putting away to help with, whatever. But I got approved for a loan for 30 grand.
Okay, so 40K all in.
Yeah.
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 Okay, cool. And you're debt free already.
I'm
obviously.
debt-free, yep.
Let's talk about Grit Life itself.
Yes.
Why is it called Grit Life?
The reason why we called it Grit Life is because, I kind of blended in what I went through in my life, and it's perseverance. And you do anything and everything in your power to get what you want, and you don't look back or stop at all. And so my goal was to teach as many women and men how to do that, and especially during the time of COVID, I had so many people tell me it's not going to work. You're dumb for doing this. My dad was totally supportive, but even he was kind of comprehensive. I get it, I'm his daughter, but I had a lot of people tell me you should really wait. And I said, no, this is when people need us the most. And I didn't care what the fuck was going on out there. So I just had to open something up. And so we really came out with Grit Life Fitness.
That's awesome.
And we want the rough part because the way that we do our workouts in here, it's not, pretty girl or anything like that. This is tough, because if you really want to get to where you want to go, you really got to go through thorns and everything in the forest to get where you want to go.
I love that.
So that's why we have like the rough part, the kettlebell, and Grit Life Fitness.
That's super cool. I love that. So what about the training style? So what type? Large group, semi-private,
Yep.
personal training?
Yes.
Like walk through all your different offerings. And then also I'd like to talk a little bit about your training methodology.
Okay, cool. So we do large group training, so we cap it off at 20 people. And then we do offer semi-private training, which is 4 people to 1 coach. We offer that a couple different times throughout the week. And then we do one-on-one training as well too. Yeah.
Okay.
So we do have online training, remote training, but it's not popular anymore.
Yeah.
So
Well, everybody wants the community.
everybody's coming in.
Yep. And so you have how many clients?
Right now we're at 86.
Okay.
That's not including challengers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So,
But if you were going to count challengers, how many do you have?
yeah, so we've got, what did I say, it was 106?
106?
Yeah, think that's right.
So you
Where
have
it's at
20 people,
106.
20 people in challenges. What's
Yeah.
your typical conversion rate from challenge to member?
Right now it's at 66.6%.
Well, that you know
conversion.
that. But we need to change that percentage by a little
I know.
bit. So we don't have the 666. Like let's
Yeah, that's a little scary.
let's go up a little bit.
I know. When I told my front desk lady, I was like, "This isn't good. We should probably squeeze out of there."
Let's just close 1 or 2 more people and we're good. Okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Has it been steady that way?
The past 2 months, yeah. And then now I'm going to pull up. We're about ready to convert our people in these next 2 weeks. So, so I'll know like in the next 2 weeks where we're at because we did everybody like in groups.
Yeah,
So
like in cohorts as they
yeah.
go. Do you start them every 2 weeks?
Well, now I'm kind of rolling it every week.
Cool.
You know, but we have the big red carpet challenge that we did. So there's
Awesome.
like 30 people in there.
Love
you
it.
know,
Did that work
so.
really well? Sounds like it did.
Yes.
That's good.
I got a party bus.
That's awesome. I love it. So you
Yeah.
acquire clients through challenges?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That's all I do.
Typically 6 week is the only one, or have you
Yes.
tried? Okay, cool.
Yep.
6 week and it's $5.99?
I'm increasing it to $7.99.
Good for you.
It was $6.99. I actually started at $4.99. Then Dave made me put it at $5.99.
Yep.
Then Matt made me put it at $6.99, and now Matt's making me put it at $7.99.
Love it.
Yeah.
What's your closing percentage on the front end?
It was last time it was at 50%. Yeah, but the month before it was at like 60, almost 66 again.
Yeah, we need to.
I know we gotta
Yeah.
change that.
Yeah,
a
a
bit.
couple adjustments. Okay, that's great
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
That's awesome. And how many clients on average do you add to your facility every month, on average?
I would say if we're netting,
Yeah.
like 4 to 5.
Okay.
Netting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because we've been hanging out between the 85, 90 active client range.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
For how long? How long have you been in that range?
Just because the holidays, the past 2 to 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's past quarter basically. it's just
Yeah,
kind of been
it'll pick up because that's how it was last year. So yeah.
Always. Okay. I like it.
Yep.
So now let's talk about, you started in 2020. You started
Okay.
with 26 clients?
Yep.
Okay. And then let's fast forward a year forward. How many clients did you have? So 26 clients, by the way,
Yeah.
how much revenue in that first month did you make?
So we started in May. We started online.
Yeah.
So you mean like when we officially opened in here?
Officially opened in here. Like,
Okay,
how
when
much
we
did you
officially
make?
opened in here, it was $6,000.
$6,000 in the first month. I love it. That's great. That's fantastic.
Yes.
You didn't lose, did you lose money on day one?
No, actually, I made I made money.
Look at
it
that,
was
you're
fine.
profitable day
yeah,
one.
Because my rent was free for the first 2
See?
months, so
Look
it was
at that.
perfect.
That's
yeah.
great. I love it. So then let's fast forward a year from
Okay.
that. So September 2021.
Yes.
How many members did you have?
September, it was like little over 70.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you
I'll have to look
basically-
back at the numbers, but it was
Yeah.
like a little over 70.
Almost 3x.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And then how much revenue were you making then? 18K?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the numbers basically stayed
Maybe
the
a
same.
little less.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. And then fast forward to September of this past year.
Yes.
Where were you at? Saying 85, 90?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in that range.
And
okay.
then September of this past year, actually that September I was at 35,000.
Love it.
Yeah.
And didn't you said you just hit 39?
Yeah, 39 in this past
And that's
January.
the highest that you've
Yes.
been. So that's awesome.
Yep.
So steady growth every
Yes.
single year.
Yeah.
What do you think has been the biggest thing for you to achieve that? Like within your business? Like how, because a lot of people, we were talking about this off camera before,
Yeah.
is one of the biggest mistakes that I think a lot of gym owners make and business owners period is they want a hockey stick, right? They want
Yeah.
to just shoot up and just blow the doors off everything. And they have these expectations that it's going to happen. Some do it, but then I see a lot of gym owners do it and then they don't know how to handle that. So then it comes back down. You've had steady growth every single year, right? And so kind of what has been the motivation for that? And also how, was that the thought process for you? Was that your decision as you wanted to grow at this rate?
Not at first.
Yeah.
You know, I was like everybody else at first. I wanted to hit 300 members, you know, within a year and, you know, hit 50,000 in revenue and just stuff like that. But in order for that to grow, I had to grow,
Yeah.
you know? So I was in the mindset where more, I wasn't about quality. And that's where I had to change my mindset.
Yeah.
And so now it's going under the expectation of let's work with who we have right now and take care of them, because when you take care of them, they'll give back.
Yep.
And so we've actually grown significantly through word of mouth, and that's because we are taking care of our people.
So you made 39,000 last month.
Yes.
In January, so it'd be
Yes.
January. What was your profit margin?
My profit margin was right at about just a little over 20%.
Okay.
So my take home was 7,500.
Okay.
You know, for that, I'm working up to 30% now.
Okay.
You know, I was just catching up from the month before and stuff like that because it was just a little bit slower.
You've been kind of stuck at the 80 to 90 range for like 3 months. Like, how are we going to break through that? How much are you spending on ads right now?
$100 a day.
Okay, $100
Yeah.
a day.
I think I need to spend more.
What's your cost per lead right now?
Last we looked, it was like about 12.
That's great.
Yeah.
What's your schedule rate right now? Do you know? So $12 leads, you're spending $100 a day.
My lead schedule is right at about 24, 25. The show rate is at 55%.
Got it. So we just need to bump up the schedule
Yes.
rate. Got it.
Yep. So
Okay.
that was the only thing. This past month was kind of iffy, but it went up since the month before too.
Okay.
Because it was at like 18% for the lead schedule rate.
Yep.
So now, since I've got like those systems more dialed in place of the lead nurture part, it's actually increasing, which
So you're
is
getting,
good.
if we're thinking about it, you're getting 2 appointments booked a day, basically. Because if you're spending
On
$100 a
average.
day at $12
Yeah.
leads, you're getting like 8 leads,
Yeah.
25% booking, you're getting 2, which means you're getting 1 to show
Yeah.
on average.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're
Yeah.
getting, well, let's just say you're getting 25 to 30 appointments showing up per month.
About.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
So it's around there. And then you're signing up, you said 60%. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you're somewhere in the 12 to 15 new clients every month.
And the challenge and
Yep.
for
And then
them.
you're
Yeah.
converting from there, you're converting
Yeah.
roughly, if you sign up 8, you're converting 7.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then then our client churn rate is about 4%.
Yeah, an EFT.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's what we're looking at right there.
Got it.
Yep.
What do you think is keeping you from converting 75 to 80% of challengers? Like, what is the main reason? Like, when you meet with them, because you do all the meetings, right, to convert?
I do. Yeah. So it used to be 70%. And then November and December, it just went
Why?
down a little bit. I don't know.
Why? So I'm curious, why, if your closing rate dropped, why are you raising
Yeah.
your prices? On the challenge?
Because of this past week, my closing has been good in terms of the $699.
Okay.
So,
What's your closing percentage this past week?
I don't know. I got.
But if you don't know it,
prepare me.
I know. But if you don't know it, then why are you going to raise your prices?
Yeah. Matt told me to.
I mean, I'm challenging that right now.
I know.
So,
Matt told me to.
You
Yeah.
know me. I'm always down to
He
raise
said
prices.
my CPA or my cost per acquisition was a little over $100. That's what Matt calculated in with that.
In just
and
a
then
week?
yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and then my upfront cash was at about $3,400 for that week though too.
What do you think would be the bigger lever for you? Raising your prices on the front end and grabbing an extra $100, or would it be better to figure out why aren't people staying on the back end?
Just figuring out why people on the back end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the conversion aspect of it.
Okay.
So what are people saying when you meet with them at the halfway point? And what are they saying, the people that don't want to stay? What are they saying?
We haven't, because we just started that this year. So at the halfway point, really, because I had the front desk lady.
I don't remember this. Like, what was going on? Wait, what?
Oh,
What? You weren't doing them?
I couldn't because I didn't have anybody at the front desk. I'm being pulled like 20 different ways and people would just sign up at the end of the 6 weeks. That's
You
what
were
was
never
happening.
meeting with them and you were still converting 66%?
Yes. No, but the coaches obviously met with them at least 3 or 4 times through the 6 weeks. But
This is amazing.
they would never convert them and it was driving me nuts. Driving me nuts. I was like, you guys got to close them. So then I was like, you know what? So when I finally got my front desk lady, she's closing them.
So she's closing them.
Yeah, she's helping. Yeah, she's like, hey, we got this, this, this. And she asked for like feedback. We've never had any negative feedback
Okay.
since she's really started doing that. Yeah.
How long has she been doing that for?
The past month.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
what has been the conversion in the past month?
Well, that's where the past
gonna
month
figure
is
it out.
60. Yeah. Well, I haven't looked at the past month for the conversion
Yeah.
yet. Yeah. So because we got 2 weeks left of our 6-week challengers now. So
Yeah.
then I'll know like in 2 weeks of what that looks like.
I mean,
for
you
the
should know
month of-
now, right? Because they're already halfway through.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
of the
So we've
people
already
that have
converted
done-
2.
Out of?
There was about 18
Okay.
that are in the challenge.
How many
But there is a
meetings?
couple people who dropped off. So there's
Okay.
like at least like 3 people who dropped off.
So 15, 2 out
Yeah,
of 15. And then
yeah.
how many halfway meetings have taken place?
She's almost done.
Okay.
So she'll be done by Friday, tomorrow. So she
only have
hasn't
2
gotten a
signups.
hold of, yes.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Because you should really have 60% by halfway.
Okay.
So that's my question.
Okay.
Is more so that.
Okay.
You need to do those.
Okay. I need to do them?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Because there's no better feeling than when you meet with them at the halfway mark, grab that feedback, and then you get them to sign on the dotted line.
Okay.
And if you close them on the front end, you
Yeah.
can definitely, because you close them, you know their why, you know what's going on, and your front desk lady is not local, so it's a phone call.
Oh, she's local.
Yeah, but is it a phone call, or does she meet
Yeah,
with
she
them
calls
in person?
them. Yeah, she calls them or meets them in person. You know,
Okay.
it depends if they're here or not.
All
yeah.
has to be in person. So
Yeah,
you have to meet them in
okay.
person, and you have to go through the entire process, and then you have to have them sign the agreement
Okay.
that they're going to start. They don't have to pay yet, but they sign the agreement to get going.
Okay.
But like, yes,
Okay.
you do that.
All right.
Your conversion rate will skyrocket.
Okay. Okay.
You will most likely see this jump from 60% or whatever to closer to 75 or 80%.
Okay.
You'll also gain more insight into what's happening because you'll get a better understanding, not through someone else, even though she may take great notes and she's awesome and all
Yeah.
this stuff. You will truly be able to see, okay, what's going right and what's going wrong
Okay.
in that challenge. And then just by doing that, now your net will increase across the board. So you can go from like 4 to 5 to like 8 to 10.
Okay.
Right? So now you double
Yeah.
almost, right? And so now all of a sudden, it's not going to be exponential growth every month, but now you're going to stack a lot faster and you're going to break that 100-person mark. Have you ever gotten over 100 members, not counting challengers like EFTs? Okay, cool.
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I've been kind of.
Yeah. So you need
yeah.
to get over that mark.
It's just fine tuning the systems, really. So I had it right, but I just got to do it. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, for now.
Yeah.
And then, but the reason why is you have to do it, and then you have to then find the next. Maybe it's John. Is it John?
Joey.
Joey. Maybe it's Joey is the guy after that.
Yeah,
But you
I
have to
think
do
so.
it, and then
Okay.
my suggestion is while you do it, record him.
Okay.
So you have all the recordings of them,
Yep.
and then all the successful ones, and even some ones where you overcome objections, and then you close them. And then the other thing is you do the 3-week. If they say no, you also do the exit, the
Okay.
last one. Who does the exit now, after the challenge? Like at the end of the challenge. Do you have a meeting with them?
No, the coaches do.
Okay.
Yeah.
My suggestion is you do, you can hand it off to the coaches if you want to,
Okay.
for the ones that you convert.
Oh, okay.
And then at that
makes
conversion
sense.
meeting, you're going to
But if
set
they
up
haven't
that
signed,
meeting.
then I do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if not, it's like, cool, no worries. We're going to do a final one at the end,
Okay.
and we'll talk, we'll work through it, and that's your last chance to get them.
Okay.
And then you do a transition meeting to like,
Got
then
it.
you transition them into the
Okay.
next phase.
Makes sense. Yeah. Simple fix.
Super. It's just more time
I'll
for
do
you
it.
right now. You are now in a position where you have a team that can do a lot of the operations, meaning the actual
Yeah.
cost of goods sold, like your actual service and production. So for you, I know we talked about this and you already know this, you're already doing the sales, but anything that has to do with sales, anything, you
I
should
do
be
it.
doing all
Okay.
of it right now.
Okay.
Because you know it best, you'll
Yeah.
convert the highest, and it's the biggest return on investment of your time.
Okay.
So, and if you're not coaching classes at all, then yes,
Yeah.
you should be pouring into your team, making sure the leads are coming in, making sure the leads are getting worked, your schedule
Yep.
rate increases, and then just selling.
Okay.
If you do that, you'll be at 125 by the end of this quarter, like mid next quarter.
Yeah. Okay.
EFTs.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
All right.
Because your lead cost is there, like
Yeah. Yeah. Lead cost is
your
pretty good.
CAC CPA is great.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you could raise your price on the front end. I would just say
Yeah.
I would just keep doing what you're doing right now.
Okay.
And then just focus on that.
Okay.
So you just take
Yeah, I
over
will.
that. And that'd be the only
Easy
switch you have
Yeah.
to do. So then it's not complicated.
Yeah, and it's not that hard because I'm here. I see them all the time. So, and they'll be like, "Yeah, I'll meet up with you." You know, so it's not a big deal.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you close, like if you keep having a high close percentage on the
Yeah.
front end for another 4 to 6 weeks, then up it.
Okay.
But like 1 week of data, in my opinion,
Just wait.
I think you have a bigger lever to pull on the back
Okay. Okay.
on that side.
Got it.
Let's talk
Do
about
that.
let's talk about like profit and stuff because we've talked about it before,
Okay.
and like expenses. Mm-hmm. How much is your payroll?
So payroll, including mine.
Yep, including you.
Okay. So including mine.
Because your
This-
draw is the profit, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So just a little over 15,000
Okay.
for this month.
And then your rent is 39,
Yes.
so 4K.
Yes.
Okay, so now we're at 19K.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I have obviously other expenses. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we've got electric, so that's been since I put in these new dials, that's cut it in half big time. So that's about $250
Okay.
a month for
Okay.
that. Yep. And then obviously the coaching. So we've got the coaching, and then we have Facebook.
Yep.
So and then
Facebook is
we have an
$3,000.
agency.
Yep. So you're probably at like
so it's,
what, 25 total all in 25,000 right there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's kind of like where my expenses average.
25 grand?
Like about 25, 26-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you still ripping the cash out like I told you?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, and it's so hard.
Good. Good.
Yep. Rip it out.
Good.
Yeah, I do that.
And then you wake up and you're like, shoot, all right, I got to
Yep.
sell.
I know. It does. It lights fire under your butt.
Yep, every time. This is a lesson. So with Lindsay, we had a chat, and I think it's really important if you're a gym owner listening to this. We had a chat just via Slack, and she was doing well, but then I just asked a couple more questions about kind of how much cash she was making inside of the business or profit, and she was kind of keeping it in the business. And the problem that a lot of business owners make is they keep it in the business, but then they end up spending it because it's still in the bank account. So we find ways to spend that money. If you're a small business owner, especially a gym owner, rip the cash out of the business and pay yourself. Because what happens is over time, if you keep doing that for years and years and years, you invest your entire life, your time, your blood, sweat, and tears, and money into a business. And then at the end of 5, 10 years, you're like, I've just been investing in the business this whole time and you have nothing to show for it. So start ripping out cash as soon as you possibly can. Even if it's $1 a month, it doesn't matter. Start paying yourself, because it also changes the way you look at yourself and the way that you think about yourself as a business owner.
Yeah.
Because now you're like, I'm a true business owner. I'm ripping profit out. I'm paying myself. I feel better. And it changes the way that you show up for your team, for yourself, how you look at yourself in the mirror, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
It gets those gears going.
Yeah.
You know, like when, I'm just saying this, like, live like, when we were really poor, Justin and I, we had negative $400 in our bank account, but we figured anything and everything out to put that up. And that's the mindset you just got to have. And it always works out.
Always.
Trust me, it always works out.
Always.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? You've never had a moment where it's like, oh, I got to come up with $3,000.
Yeah.
You find a way to come up with that $3,000. It's the same thing. If you're listening to this and you're doing this, I'm telling you, rip the cash out, because you'll figure out a way to spend that $3,000. Instead of just pull it out, you'll find a way to make it back up.
Yep.
I like it. Well, sweet. So what's the goal? What do you want to be by the end of 2023?
We talked about getting Justin home. And
how much money is that going to take?
I need to make at least no less than 20,000 personal.
20,000?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you need
because for what we want to do in the future, that's going to help out with all that, you know. So I need to make 20,000 profit per month.
Cool.
Yeah. You know. So that's our goal.
So when you say you have plans your plans in the future, like what do you guys want to do?
So we have a farm.
Yep.
As you know. We want to put little Airbnbs on there.
I love it.
Yeah, and we want to like
Tiny
create
homes?
something.
Little, tiny homes? I love
build
it.
tiny homes. We want to start off with one shipping container and then have another shipping container, because eventually we want to sell our house and then move into these 2 shipping containers and combine them.
I love
and
it.
then still rent out these little Airbnbs there.
That's so awesome.
So in order to do that, we have to have funds come in,
Yep.
you know, so, and like also time to do that as well too. So that's like our goal. Now it's just like coming up with a plan with that, breaking things down, how many leads we need to come in, you know, per week, how many appointments we need to have set up in with that, how many challengers we need signed up per month. We just got to put the pedal to the metal in with this. So too, and I think that tweak that you told me to is going to really help as well.
Yeah, because it's all about the EFT.
Yeah.
You're trying to get the EFT up.
Yep. That's what I need.
Okay. So have you taken the time to really look at what that, like really reverse engineer all that, including your churn on your EFT every month and seeing how many you actually need to back end?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the most helpful exercise I've ever done.
Okay.
And if you do it, just take a second, use spreadsheets if you need to.
Oh, I love spreadsheets.
Perfect. Roll out and just like think through where you are now.
Okay.
Assume a 10 to 15, maybe 20% increase in lead cost always.
Okay.
So just always assume it's going to be $15 to $18 per lead. Assume like where you are currently with schedule rate, so 25%, where you are currently with your close rate, and then look at everything else, including your churn. How many do I need to net, which will then back into how much you need to spend and all that stuff. Yeah, I would just sit down and just think through, okay, where do I need to go? And then just count your churn every month on your EFT, and then assume your churn will increase with more people.
Oh, it will. Yeah.
So just assume it may go from 4 to 6%.
Okay.
Right, or 4 to 7%. And then when you do all your modeling off of that, then it's like, okay, this is realistic. Now I've got it. It will take me 8 months or 12 months or 16 months to get there at this current. But if I pull this lever and maybe spend more, then it will bring it down to 9 months. Right?
Okay.
And then you can start to track it. And then you're just tracking it week by week. Are we on track to maintain this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes complete
Super
sense.
fun, because then you got all the clarity in the world.
Yeah, makes complete sense.
I like it. Sweet. Thank you so much
Awesome.
for letting us come in.
Yeah,
This is
absolutely. This was awesome. Yeah, thanks for coming.
All right, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this incredible episode and enjoyed the story that Lindsay has and what she's doing here at Grit Life Fitness. If you guys like this type of information, these types of videos, do us a huge favor, hit that subscribe. We have more content coming, plus trainings, all this stuff, hit the like button. But more importantly, if you want to learn more about how you can grow a profitable gym so that you can change more lives in your community and ultimately build the business of your dreams, we have multiple different trainings down below in the description. You can hit the links, you can download the free trainings. But more importantly, even than that, is if you want to be able to have access to experts and coaches and have someone there alongside you so you don't have to feel alone and you don't have to feel like you're lost trying to drive business growth inside of your gym, book a call with our team. Leave your credit card at home. This is a conversation to see if we can even work together, and if we can, we'll take it from there. But either way, have that conversation because you never know. It might be the conversation that completely changes your life and the lives of the people inside of your community. Because our goal here at Gym Launch is to help gym owners just like you reach more people, change more lives, and build wildly profitable businesses. But either way, thank you so much for watching this, and remember, gym owners rule.